I'm trying to figure out all this shit y'all throwing out all on the wall, how it go stick. I don't heard every damn thing up here. I haven't heard the most important thing. The most important thing is most men don't even find out this in life, married or unmarried. It's what gives you peace. Y'all can go talk about love and all that other bullshit, but what gives you peace?
Yeah, that's my next question. Is peace more
Yes,
important than love when choosing a wife?
most certainly is because when you have peace, you can find all that other stuff. Matter
Easy.
of fact, peace opened the door for you to be able to solve any problem that you're dealing with because you at peace. When you're not at peace, you can't solve shit. All right? And so I'm trying to figure this out. I think I'm the oldest person on the damn panel. If I'm not, my gray hair is coming out too soon.
You are.
But anyway, uh, it still look better than that shit you got, Billy Goat. Hank. So, but anyway, what I'm trying to figure out, see, I guarantee you, my standard of a woman, and I can go through all y'all wives, I will find something I didn't like about her. Just from my standard. It could be the makeup. It could be what she dressed, how she walk, how she talk. And what I'm saying is, we can all play Monday morning quarterback on anybody's wife. I think it's very disrespectful. This man have married this woman as black men. As black men, we shouldn't be calling men's wives whores, stanks, skanks, or whatever come out of our mouth. That's disrespectful. Even though you might feel that way, keep that to your goddamn self. All right? That's that man's wife. And we as black men, we call ourselves kings. We don't talk about other kings' wives in that matter. Now, you might have some disappointment in her, and may have some disappointment in his choices. But we don't talk about other people's wives like that. We don't give people wives names like that. We just don't do that, man. How can we sit up and call ourselves kings and we're talking about something that we might have this man someone else's choices, but we go call their wives the lowest fruit on the damn tree? We can't do that, man. Black men, we got to stop doing this.
So OG, we don't have to call her that, but what if she got hoish ways?
That's whole potential. But we keep that to ourselves.
Okay, so I can't put
No, we can describe the act with not calling the name. That's all I'm saying.
I think that's what we did. I don't think nobody
No, you call his wife something unpleasantable.
No, I didn't, but I understand.
You did. I'm calling you.
I called her a heifer. I mean,
yeah, that's
okay,
unpleasantable.
I did say that. I did call her a heifer.
And we got to stop doing that. That's all I'm saying. And we can describe the act. And everybody here is intelligent enough, and probably people in the chat, I know they're intelligent enough, know what you're describing, behavior. But to come out right and call a woman, a man, wife that, as kings, we got to stop doing this.
Yeah. Hey, but OG, to your point, as far as with finding peace in that woman, I don't think that you can necessarily find peace in a woman. That's why I spoke on that. How is it that she makes me feel? What feeling is it that she gives me? Because I can be at peace with myself and sometimes find peace in her. But if she's volatile or she's not fully present to be aware of how it is that she's making me feel, then I think that plays a bigger factor in that.
Viz, but what I would say to that is it how she's making him feel or how she's making you feel? So
Well,
that's why you got what I'm saying. Because I have never seen a brother come out. No, I have never seen a brother come out and say that his girlfriend or wife today is making him feel uncomfortable. So we don't know that. So the only thing we go out about is how we feel about certain things that a person's behavior is showing in public. We have never really asked him. He has never come on anything and said anything other than
no,
this
I'm
is
speaking in general.
No, I'm speaking in general too, because
Okay,
we're speaking about a specific person, but we're speaking in general. A lot of our feelings come by how something make us feel. And I'm saying is, I'm not saying a woman gives him peace. But what I'm saying is, he's peaceful with her. And you might not be peaceful with her. That might not be your choice. But that's it for any other man's wife on this platform. I'm guarantee you might not be peaceful with somebody they chose. But what I'm saying is, we got to let things play itself out. We don't give the guy all the warnings for a whole year. We talked about this subject. He don't had other people in his life. Matter of fact, Dion brought somebody in at training camp in Colorado.
Brittany
Talked
Renner.
about this same thing.
Brittany Renner.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, if all of that and you still make your choices, let's just let it play out. Let's don't call this man wife anything other than his wife.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her heifer though when it is warranted.
I understand, but if one man did that to you on this channel, I'm telling you, there's gonna be some problems in America.
Well, let me say this: they've been saying some wild shit to me in the chat. I don't pay no mind.
Yeah, but I'm talking about one of these guys on the panel will say that about your wife. It's gonna be some trouble in America.
Yeah, we have a conversation.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to tell you to give the olive branch to the same situation.
I do got another question for the panel. How do you know if a woman is actually for you?
You don't.
If you don't have to go get some Viagra, that'd be a good sign.
You don't. Literally, you could think a woman for your whole life, and at your deathbed, she slime you out and take everything. There's literally no way to know what's in another person's mind, which is why love requires trust and faith. You got to take a risk. It is what it is. There's no way to know.
Who is talking right now? Because that's you, Clout.
Yeah,
that was Jay.
Clout, your video is frozen, so I don't know if you want to go back.
Yeah. Okay.
Just get a little closer to your neighbor's Wi-Fi. You'll be all right.
And
I would say, you know,
that's a nasty one right there.
I would say, you know, a woman is for you by how she falls in line with your ideology, your principles, your morals, and the way you live your life. Like, I'm an Israelite, and there's certain principles and guidelines that I follow biblically. When I see a woman who's in tune with that and she's willing to fall underneath my leadership and she's peaceful and she's submissive and she falls in line with what I believe, then that's what signals to me that she's for me. That's what my lady right now has done. So until that changes, she's for me. People could always change and switch up, and then, you know, you got to let them go. But I would say in the beginning stages and things you see, paying attention to how they carry themselves, how they fall in line with your structure, your leadership, that's how you could tell if they're for you. If it's peaceful or if it's issues, it's headaches.
I think it's a consistent sum of their actions. And if those actions don't show you that she's, as Dr. Williams said, is in line with what you have going on. If the stuff she's doing doesn't give you peace, if the stuff that you're doing makes you, you know, have to say, hey, I don't like that, you don't have to correct her or try to adjust her behavior, I think that's the number one sign. But I think that all men need to understand that even if the consistent sum of a woman's actions make him feel, trust, and believe that she's that way, and he has faith in her for being that way, that at the end of the day, that those feelings can change in a heartbeat. And then a woman's being for you is directly attached to how she feels about you in that moment. So I think that we need to keep that in mind, because a lot of men think that, you know, look, men love holistically, women tend to love or transactionally. And it's based on, you know, how they feel. Most guys, you know, will stay in a bad relationship because we love someone for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But a woman, as soon as she's unhappy, she's going to choose herself 9 times out of 10, as the divorce rate show.
I want to add to what you said. I just want to add to what he just said about the transactional thing, because I did come up with one way to tell if she's rocking with you is she spends some paper on you. If she willing to break some bread, spend some money on you, give you some money, she like you.
Unless you're dating a stripper, they got a bunch of cash. Strippers spend money on everything.
Even a stripper, if she breaking bread, she like you.
Yeah, no,
but liking
especially
you,
a stripper. If a stripper breaking bread,
you and being for you, liking you and being for you is two completely different things. So.
Is it?
No, but that's
a woman?
you do know.
Any woman could like you. You know, money ain't shit now. What's spending $1,000 on something that you want to deal with or be involved with for a month?
How many
No,
women are doing that?
I disagree right there. I do think that
Shit,
women.
I think it's a lot of women doing that.
No, yeah, I disagree right there. I do think that women genuinely, if she likes you, she'll spend money. Any type of money that she spend on you is a positive. Of course, not if she's a woman who just spend money willy nilly on everybody. But I think that is a marker that she is kind of into you. And another one is like, yo, do she listen to you? I know that for me, like, is she obeying you? And especially when you giving her something that is a little bit, you know, is a little bit, tough to deal with for a modern woman. Like how do she feel about terms when you say terms like submission and stuff like that? And over time, how has she changed in terms of, have you been able to teach her, things like that? So I think those are good markers too.
Women have told men what it means, how we can tell if they're into us or for us, because all they do is describe the things that they want men to do for them, because that is based on what they do for people they like. So the same way women say you got to apply pressure, you got to be consistent, you got to alleviate my burdens. If you see my tires need to be changed, you take care of that. Like, anticipate needs. Those are the same things that women do for men they like.
I would say their utility to you, to what what your needs are, that bring you peace. You know what I mean? Like, I think, for instance, what I mean, I had one female who, used to shower me with expensive gifts and stuff like that. And it wasn't really stuff that she didn't do any research to find out what I was really into. You know what I mean? Then I had another female who literally bought me a Yeti cup. You know what I mean? Like, she observed, and I was getting them big gold cups from the gas station, and I would fill it up with ice and water, and I would use it. So she observed. She was like, what he need? He needs a cup that he can keep small as, small item,
right there.
but I use that shit every day since she gave it to me. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody who observed you, find out what's something that would make his life easier, something that would bring him some convenience, something that would be a utility. That's what I call a utility, man. A woman who's observing your life and finding pieces that actually assist or help you, makes it just a little bit easier than it was, what I'm saying, before she met you or the day before. That's when you find out, yeah, okay, she's really for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Me and my girl been together for about 4 years. I knew I wanted to marry her, but I didn't know if I should marry her until we moved into this house together. Um, because that's when she started to, like, that's what I needed from her. Like, now she's like, yo, she waking up, she brushing my kids' teeth with them. Like, it's just, she's her utility within my life. She found out, like, how to really add value to my lifestyle, and she's cooking dinner and she's doing all these type of things. And I'm like, okay, now I know that what you're willing to do for me. So